We've got Veil to start us off. Awoken will be map 2, and then Corrupted Keep. And what do you all think about our champ selects here?
I'll tell you what, there is one thing these maps all have in common. They are tiny compared to everything else. Veil first, one of, if not the most combat-heavy map that you'll find. But normally, though, there's a huge emphasis, no pun intended, on the larger champions being used on Veil. But now it's Ison and Ranger, right? So that's actually going to be a little bit smaller. Awoken, very meta picks with the Nyx and the Doom. And then Corrupted Keep as the decider. Every pick here makes perfect sense. And funny enough, there are two separate cases where the large, chunky champions were removed, particularly Keel being taken away from psygib because it is one of his strongest champions.
I think the map picks does strongly favour DaHanG. I think DaHanG's laughing at this point because Blood Covenant isn't really, I would say, one of his weaker maps, but psygib has actually banned that for him, so he's done him a massive favour. Veil and Awoken is actually one of the better maps for DaHanG, and he's got him as the first two in the series.
I also think it's just interesting to see the difference in maps. Veil is really more and more cementing itself as an American map. You very rarely actually see it picked on the European side of the bracket, yet it's actually a pretty popular pick for our players from NA. So that's one of the things that I always found quite interesting looking back at Stage 4 and also the tournament now as well.
There's a point where I felt like Ruins was also very America's favoured map for the longest time. You would see players like DaHanG and Rafa pick it all the time. We
like the maps we can win on. Is that so wrong? I don't know. But so DaHanG and psygib going up right now. Of course, the winner of this matchup will face the winner of Dewey and Nosfa, and of course, the winner of that matchup moves on. So we're getting to that critical point where the bracket by the end of the day will be filled out by the 6 players that advanced through today. We have certainly seen some upsets. We've seen some Cinderella stories. I'm still blown away at CNZ and his advancement, and excited to see what he'll do fresh in the finals bracket tomorrow. I mean, a lot of the audience and chat and fans of Wenger were saying, finally, we get, you know, another chance, make it to that grand final and go. But I don't think there's any result that I'm like, well, I'm really disappointed about that. Everything is super exciting at this point in time.
Yeah, I think every series has been very close. We haven't really seen many clean sweeps or anything like that. It's been in an even playing field. But like this series, as we go into it now, with DaHanG having the first 2 maps, some of his better maps to start off with. I said earlier, he's pretty much laughing at this point. psygib, if he wins this, it will be a huge upset.
It'll be a huge upset. And it looks like the game is ready to rock and roll. So let's kick it over to our casters. This is going to be ZSX and 40 Lions.
Bro, remember that time when casting you said something you lack 40? You better watch out.
I love smack talking, Quake. This is going to be a good one. DaHanG versus psygib live on Veil right now. Winner of this, I just got word, will play Nosfa as he advances in the lower bracket. Starting off on DaHanG.
He's got a big roadblock in the form of DaHanG to go through first, does psygib, and having watched a little bit of psygib throughout the QPL, he does struggle against this type of playstyle of someone that plays the mechanics and basics so well.
I think what happened to DaHanG previously made him pick Ison on this map. I'm just saying.
I would think it has a role to play.
That damn turret. Good jump over there. That rocket was fantastic, and the LG follow-up will net him the first frag rather early. Well done from DaHanG. Just rockets are spot on.
Rockets are spot on. Items are relatively close. DaHanG will want to try and extend the split ever so slightly. He's caught psygib here in the mega area. psygib's not got really any weaponry to do. The nails aren't hitting. Snowball's flying past DaHanG's ears, but the rail will stall DaHanG at his tracks. He might want to peek out just to catch him, but he hasn't got a rail just yet, so not going to overexpose himself.
Trying to throw those rockets out there, bend him like Beckham, but no splash damage. psygib extremely weak that whole time. Does steal away the heavy, still looking for health. And I don't think psygib has a rocket yet, right?
Don't think so. Now he does, yeah. And DaHanG was obviously putting a lot of emphasis on that. It's the weapon you want to defend. So many corridors on this map, close combat situations. psygib aggressive, up onto the heavy. Does eat a rocket for his troubles. Perhaps not worth it, but on the flip side, he steals away from DaHanG, so that's always a benefit.
Hyperblaster trying to gain some ground here. firing him off in the Thunderdome. The rail will miss as DaHanG dancing back and forth. Just going to take control of the Mega, but has time to rotate back and deal damage on this Heavy, if not just take it completely. It looks like psygib going to concede, maybe get a rail angle on it. Not even a rail angle. It's all yours, DaHanG.
Exactly, I was about to say, finally gets in 2 minutes into the game to pick up this rail. Something he's needed so desperately. psygib's been playing around that so far, the limitation of DaHanG's range game, but has to be far more careful over now, particularly in the Heavy area if he wants to make it a push. We do have a split beginning to build on the item. psygib's in position, but it's a risky place to be. He's not got a huge stack, and DaHanG's in a good position to deal some damage. Nice rail coming out, double. psygib's not low enough to be railed. DaHanG will know that, so he's not going to overcommit just yet. He's done his job. He can back off and clean up the rest of the map.
Pinging over that rail, trying to find psygib. psygib taking the telly and getting the hell out of dodge right now. Still 1-0. But DaHanG looking stronger and stronger as he's starting to constrict on the map and take more and more control. A little bit of Tri-Bolt spam won't land, but psygib's so weak. No Dire Orb up either. That rocket zooming past him. What a shot. 1 HP for psygib.
But he has survived to live another day. He will back off to look around the map to scrape up some health, maybe pick up a light, but DaHanG knows what's going on, or does he? He sees the health is up, he will know something is awry. He will have a good gauge on where his opponent is, pushing in on the acid. Like, I'm still hanging around in this area. Very cautious though, surprisingly cautious if I'm honest, as that still is a relatively free frag. He's giving psygib more and more opportunities to stack up. Instead, DaHanG is just favouring to play the control game, since we are still early stages in this encounter.
Regardless of DaHanG smelling blood, if you've ever watched his stream, you kind of know maybe what his thought process was I don't want to push into psygib because he might hit a rocket and a Dire Orb and then my eyes will roll into the back of my head as he ties it. So DaHanG not taking any risks. He wants to make sure that he's the one to advance, help his chances on making it to Championship Sunday. Again, all these players gunning for that 3rd spot on the NA side. Missed rail from DaHanG. He's got to start hitting those. This is the Dire Orb. There's the steal from psygib, but he needs to be careful of Timmy the turret, and there it is. That is exactly what happened to DaHanG previously, and he implements that same strategy against psygib, and it just works wonderfully.
It does indeed, and it is definitely something to be aware of. That turret placement is so powerful. You have to make a split-second decision of what do I do in these type of situations where I've got gunfire coming from all angles. And this is one of the problems with psygib, is that he has these moments where he turns into somewhat of a headless chicken and just gives away a few frags. That committal was a bit more validated than the previous two, but now DaHanG has got a more competent stack to fall back on. I would hope psygib does refrain from going face first into his rocket once again. The Heavy is up, psygib's in position, but was quite vulnerable, but DaHanG instead favouring to back off again. This is his favourite part of the map, DaHanG, playing that teleporter area where he has the protection of Timmy. I got you. Oh, psygib. He knows he said a rail, but is that enough?
Oh, it's just orbing in a terrible way. Timmy's tearing him up right now. So weak. psygib trying to make some magic happen here, and DaHanG is just gonna fly away here as he wants that Heavy. And that's just so brutal, and psygib, you gotta know it's not safe to go up there. He's always gotta be conscious.
Yeah. Oh, what a shot!
That's just wrong, man. Taxing that ass right now. 5-0. Good rail off of the spawn. DaHanG looking strong.
He is, and he's just doing the basics at this point in his time. He's really putting a lot of emphasis on controlling the Mega, making sure that he's baiting and goading psygib into these challenges up on that vicinity, so his turret is doing so much work. And for me, I think psygib needs to get more of a foothold on the map. He needs to play a more positional game. You can see him just kind of running around trying to force his engagements, and DaHanG is not falling for it. So psygib needs to forge the opportunities better by working his way up onto that high ground, clearing out the turrets, you know, scaling the area, and then slowly grinding out a bit more control.
Control is just so strong right now from DaHanG. 6-0. Nearly missing out on that rail. And he's got a turret again. He's probably going to set it up top if he needs to. It's already up there, so psygib needs to be very careful. A little bit of rocket damage. DaHanG doing a good job. Still just rotating the items, keeping psygib really low. And now he's going to catch him out in the window area. There's the Dire Orb. Shotgun should be enough, and it is. psygib didn't really have a chance, had to go all in, and time is ticking away.
Time is rapidly ticking away as 7 frags is quite the lead. We know people can rack up a substantial comeback on this map, but without control, what hope is there? And it's a flash in the pan, these aggressions from psygib. Fairly fruitless, as he's kind of hoping for miracles as he's charging in. He needs to hit multiple shots back to back, and so far he's not been successful in doing so. And he will be going down again here if DaHanG wants to push in. Oh, he falls on the shotgun. That's not where you want to be sitting. Punchy.
Not a great seat for psygib at 9-0. DaHanG looking really, really strong on Vale right now. You gotta believe that somewhere in the world, Zoot is thinking there's still time.
And he would be wrong, as he usually is.
Oh, you. 9-0 as DaHanG looking. Is this going to be the second skunk of the tournament?
Is this going to be the second shutout?
No, yeah. I don't know if there has been.
We were close to him on the
Second stream, maybe?
Yeah, I haven't actually watched too much of the second stream, not enough to see if it's a shutout. I haven't seen any. But we got 2 minutes. It's looking likely if psygib doesn't get a frag here, I'm going to go out and say yes. Oh, he does.
He puts one up, and DaHanG was just like, I'm just going to go for it. I have enough time. I have the frag padding for the lead. It's fine. So he just went for a jump-in rail. Didn't hit it. psygib capitalizes, but again, the time just not there, regardless of what Zoot thinks.
That's why you've got buff suit now.
I love it.
That's a good accent.
Thank you, man. It's my real one. 9-1, excuse me. 8 frag lead for DaHanG. And as psygib, knowing that your tournament life is on the line going into the second map, how do you kind of get your wits about you?
I don't know, because psygib for me is a player who is activated when he's hitting his rails, and I haven't felt that in this particular encounter, so he definitely needs to try and turn his aim on a little bit stronger and play simpler. It felt that when he was making a move, it was all or nothing, and as we see by the scoreline, more often or not, it was nothing. So it's get back to the basics. I think some players try to be too extravagant sometimes. Get back to the basics, control your items, and make sure when you're picking up the items it's safer. DaHanG was allowing him to pick up that heavy and just punishing him for doing so. And then psygib was trying to make these balls out moves onto the Mega, and they just were not working whatsoever.
Especially with the position of that turret, it was near suicide every time as DaHanG just had a superior position.
Yep.
These rails from DaHanG. Can he hit another one? Swaps to machine gun just to make sure he secures that one. 11-2 with 15 seconds left, and this one is going to go in DaHanG's pocket. Again, looking to qualify as a third NA player for Championship Sunday.
Indeed he is, and that's where he's used to being. That is where he's used to being. But as we've seen many times throughout this event, one map means nothing, you know, you've got to close out the series. And psygib's more than capable of taking at least one map off DaHanG. We've seen it before in the past. I think he's pushed DaHanG right to the limit. I don't think he's beat him in a series in QPL, but he's been there or thereabouts. So is this his time to shine? Mr. NA expert 40 Lions. Is he going to do it?
I know that way back in the long ago before QPL, he actually beat him in a best of 5 before in Grand Finals. I believe that was Quake Open League back in the day. For you youngins that don't remember those days, but he's done it before, so it's just a matter of resetting.
Was that round-based duel?
I think so.
I mean, that's irrelevant then, isn't it? So
a little bit different, yeah, but still, I mean, having that in your pocket, knowing that you can play at that wasn't psygib's best performance at all. We all know that. He could play better than that, and he has to going into this map, but still having that confidence of, I've beaten this person before, regardless of mode, would help a little bit. Anything that you can have to motivate yourself and kind of hype yourself up, knowing that this could potentially be your last map of the tournament, I think he needs to kind of dive in going forward and just believe in himself and play a lot better and take anything he can.
Yeah, and for me, DaHanG's one of these players that is both underrated and overrated at the same time, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Like, the way he plays the fundamentals of duel so perfectly means he's always in with a shout. And this is why, even back in the day, he used to take series away from Rafa, even though he's not the most gifted mechanical player in the world. So this is why he's so brilliant and yet so vulnerable at the same time. And so he will always push everyone to a tight game. And It can turn around, but it's not looking good for psygib so far as we do look into the second map, which will be Awoken with DaHanG on the Nyx and psygib on the Doom.
Yep, so a lot of that mobility again to be able to control the middle of the map, and I'm sure DaHanG is offended by what you said. I think he has, if you ask him, he has the best mechanics in all of QPL with that dry delivery as well.
He'll be wrong, yeah.
Roof. Well, again, tournament point here for psygib's life. He needs to battle it out with the Doom. Let's see if he can make it happen as we're slowly loading into Awoken. Your thoughts are going to be 2-0 for DaHanG, though?
I think so. I do like the Doom pick. I think it puts psygib in a position to do what he wants to do and put the aggression on to DaHanG, particularly now DaHanG has the Ghost Walk. I'm still feeling the 2-0 though. I definitely feel DaHanG played Veil substantially better strategically, and I think the strategy of Veil is actually quite hard to counter. So there's more opportunity for psygib, I think, to create a bit of chaos in Awoken, which he needs to do.
I believe this was psygib's map, so I'm actually going to say they're going to split right here and go to a third. I think psygib knows what he's getting into. I think Veil was just, okay, I need to play this map. Maybe it's not my favorite, and that's exactly what we saw. It went DaHanG's way, but I believe in the Enigma, and we're going to find out right now as we are live on map number 2 between DaHanG and psygib.
Starting on DaHanG over by the Mega, he takes an engagement very early and pops the Ghost Walk after a full frontal assault of that shotgun.
Favorite gun in the game besides the Tri-Bolt.
They're both just dumb.
They're beautiful, okay? Just utilizing them well. There's the Tri-Bolt again, the LG from psygib, so strong though. Be careful.
And as we see, psygib wanting to put the pressure on, utilizing the full skill set of Doom, particularly the stack advantage, and that's what I like. He knows that Ghost Walk is a cooldown. This is why aggression is good. Great play up until then by psygib. Perhaps didn't need to go as confrontational as that, but that rocket to rail combo will seal the deal.
He hit him with the pizza cutter at the end. He's feeling himself, and the rail off of the spawn. Is he going to chase this? There's the LG, and he gets the frag off the spawn as well. So psygib heating up immediately on this map, and that's exactly what he needs.
Exactly, perfect start. And as we spoke about earlier, watching a next matchup, it's all about those brief windows when the Ghost Walk is set up. That's when you want to advance, but the pressure on is when Nyx feels so vulnerable. And somehow DaHanG pulls out a frag as psygib was looking so strong with the lightning gun from above, but it's not going to be enough. DaHanG is weak though. The Ghost Walk is there. He might need to pop it. psygib! Oh! And there comes the dumb weapon.
It's a very tactical weapon, and all of the 3 Tri-Bolts go right into Nyx's face, and you gotta wonder if he knew the Ghost Walk was up, if he didn't want to pop it, he didn't think that would happen. Well, if you don't use it, you lose it. Psygib looking to capitalize again. Good defensive rail from DaHanG to get him off his back for the time being. Nyx still very weak. psygib on the hunt right now. And there it is. What a fantastic rail.
Nice. I'm really enjoying the pace of psygib's play so far. Definitely Awoken fitting much more for his style, and his rail has turned on a lot more than we saw it on Veil already as well.
Absolutely going his way a lot more. Again, it could have been a map pick thing. Maybe Veil is just his nemesis right now. Still a lot of work. It's early on, but 4-1 looking good so far. Stack looking good as well, so he's going to try and get position on this Mega. Needs to be very careful as DaHanG has already claimed the middle ground, but the LG on LG Ghost Walk popped. Now psygib needs to be very paranoid about where he landed. There's the LG though.
I like it. And he's got both items locked down. 10 seconds to split now. He's got a lot of time to set up. I would like to see psygib clear the area out now, just to make sure it is safe before taking the item. That's exactly what he's doing, making sure DaHanG's not around. Not sure why he's as wary. He knows DaHanG has got nothing to work with, no Ghost Walk. It is back up now because he's got a few files along the way. We see DaHanG being very patient when Ghost Walk is off cooldown as well. Good rail.
Almost instantly making a pop. A good rail from DaHanG, and the wall jump over to get the Mega. That was very nice. But he's going to go in. He wants to make something happen. The rocket's really strong from psygib. 18 HP. DaHanG trying to get this frag back. Little machine gun spam. Can't find him, and psygib's going to play really slow and try and survive. This is very important right here.
Yeah, it's a critical time, even though it's so early on in the map, to see how psygib can adjust to being on the back foot.
Tribal spam is going to give DaHanG the information. I love that delay from psygib, not going immediately through the telly. It was a bit predictable as DaHanG was spamming it, and psygib lives to see another day, holds on to that 4-frag lead. Great defensive rail there from psygib, almost gets a cheeky rocket there with the double jump.
DaHanG's done a good job though to work the map, get psygib away from both major items. Oh, perfect rocket to the face.
Great rail and banana too. Now psygib can aggress and put pressure on this mega. He does grab a 50 and some health. He definitely wanted to try and deal some damage, if not win that mega. That's unfortunate. DaHanG with a missed rail, psygib with one of his own. This player's now struggling to catch a rail. That's a good one though.
Oh, that's so nice.
Rocket
He just...
up. Oh, please. Rockets from psygib.
Wow. But you can see what DaHanG is doing in terms of how he plays around the item so effectively. As around 10 seconds before the item's up, DaHanG truly picks up the tempo, goes to bully his opponents. Yes, he might take damage along the way, but he's done enough to force his opponents across the map so they cannot challenge for these items, and then he falls back on restacks. And so psygib at the minute is finding it extremely difficult to have any sort of presence on the map. We saw just then, he took an engagement, he bullied psygib away, picks up this heavy. We should see the same now, as he should go and chase psygib away from this mega area, as he doesn't want him to contest.
As you said before, this split is so huge that he has all the time in the world to clear out all the common areas, even get this much damage. He could leave items up and get the frag, and that is a great chase with a shotgun.
He's taken a full rocket, but you know, psygib's dead. He's picked up the mega, and now he can go set up for the heavy. And at the minute, as well as psygib played for the first 3 or 4 minutes, he's now struggling substantially. No rockets for DaHanG, but he should be able to just pick them up now, so that's now no longer a problem.
Yeah, very solid control from DaHanG on this map. Rockets flying in past psygib, needs to be careful. A little bit of chip damage. Rail defensively, but he does have the Ghost Walk, and he pops it after taking some damage. I'm sure he didn't want to use it right then and there. The mega begging both players for it. And DaHanG has to concede, he has to get out of there.
psygib finally gets back onto the board in terms of items. He's pushed DaHanG away, but has survived, and you want to be catching the next because the Ghost Walk is down. It feels so bad when you get them low and that rail was close, but no cigar. DaHanG is weak, he is railable, but he's managed to survive until now. He's waiting for this Ghost Walk as well. He's got an area with 2 exits, he's got sound, he knows he's safe.
I like that play, very, very slow. Still has plenty of time, only down 2 frags. Good nail damage there. Ooh, that's going to be a big rail.
Should be pressuring the heavy, yeah. DaHanG might go aggressive with the Ghost Walk, but might even have to use it to get out here.
No, you don't.
Ooh, in the nick of time. Still needs to be wary. There's the chase, and psygib misreads it. DaHanG gets away for the time being. He's going to grab that lower 50. That rail just above Nyx's shoulder here as the mega will go towards psygib, and DaHanG holding on, still a down 2.
Out of control, no Ghost Walk. He has to waste another 20 seconds. psygib wants to push the initiative, but the low route is covered by DaHanG's rail. That can follow up. He's got the heavy to fall back on, but DaHanG's in good position to pressure it, which he does. He falls back, doesn't want to take this engagement, just wants to keep delaying and delaying psygib so he can fall back onto this mega. And he will be winning it for himself as well. So great play by DaHanG there to do enough damage to pressure psygib away.
That's a great rail.
Where am I?
Ghost Walk up in the nick of time to help DaHanG escape. Rockets through the telly, that's going to give him some information. I think he picked up on that damage. Good delay from DaHanG. Almost hits that rail through the telly. As well as DaHanG is playing and staying alive and not giving up a bigger lead, he is still down by 2.
Look at the stack of psygib now. Like he's finding it hard to lock DaHanG down, but so long as he maintains control, he's whittling away that clock, and time is definitely on his side.
Ghost Walk in the pocket again for DaHanG if things go horribly wrong here. psygib throwing out some rockets and tri-bolt. Found him in the middle.
Whoa.
2 good rails here.
What?
Almost. Wow. This is big. Machine gun psygib trying to get some preemptive LG. Jumps to the railgun, trying to escape. DaHanG has to know what's up. Mega is up, and that rail would have been absolutely everything. psygib still alive, and now he's gonna go full defense as he has to. Still down 2. DaHanG might catch him out on the drive-through window here. That's a terrible place to drop.
No.
And the armor was a lie. 4 to 5 with 1 minute left. Ghostwalk in his pocket. A great rail off the spawn, and he's gonna get the heavy as well. This could be terrible for psygib.
Oh no, so much hard work, nearly down the drain. DaHanG's found him, can't hit the rail, but look how weak psygib is. Can he get away? He's cornered. They both got equal capabilities to prowl across the map, and psygib is just praying that DaHanG takes a wrong turn. 40 seconds. DaHanG has taken a wrong turn. psygib has managed to sneak across the map. DaHanG knows he's still in the area, but psygib is, for now, hiding out somewhere. Will DaHanG catch him? He's behind the wall, and he's missed him.
Oh no, he didn't account for that, and with 20 seconds left, it's hide and seek.
But psygib makes himself shown on the mid-map. He's being patrolled, he's being stalked. DaHanG is there, but he misses a rocket. He takes a rocket himself. psygib is weak, and psygib goes down with 10 seconds to go.
Why did he do that? It's gone from hench to clench as we're tied at 5, and it looks like sudden death is going to be the future of this map.
And all momentum has been lost. I'm sure the air has gone out of psygib's lungs as his heart sinks, but he cannot let it get to him. He's still in this game, even if it is overtime. He does commit for this mega, but realizes he's not in the position to try and do anything productive and needs to back off. DaHanG, without the ghost walk, will slow it down just a little bit.
Great rail. Almost hits the second. Does have the ghost walk. Trying to catch out psygib here. Holding onto that ghost walk.
Shadows hide me.
There it is. He's going to pop, and is this going to be the chase? He's going to set up a rail, but just can't get the timing. Unfortunately, coming out of ghost walk a little bit too late to shoot one rail.
But he's just on the run. There's nothing he's currently doing. He's praying that DaHanG will run around a corner into a rocket, but at the minute he's now in a vulnerable position. He's gone out and exposed. DaHanG will flick a little bit of a rail. One more! Just jumped over it. And psygib is living dangerously here, 40.
It's absolutely terrifying. Tournament life on the line in sudden death. psygib looking for that frag to send him to a third map. There's the rocket jump. Good defensive LG to knock DaHanG down. Okay, he's going to be up. So psygib is slowly back into this. No armor, though. Wants that 50 so bad. There's the LG. The ghost walk pop defensively from DaHanG. He was taking way too much damage.
Yeah, psygib, kind of like Neo there, just strafed between the tribal. I'm not sure how that happened. Luckily they did it because he put a lot of pressure on DaHanG and forced DaHanG back. But psygib's not anywhere to be seen on this heavy, and that's a bit of a mistake now because he had opened that for the opportunity for him to pressure it. Instead decided to take the mega, but that rail is crippling, eliminating all the armor that psygib had just built up.
Very good rail there from DaHanG. And we are 2 minutes into sudden death again. psygib, tournament life on the line, has to find this frag to send it to a third. Ghostwalk going to be up shortly for DaHanG. He just wants to get 1 or 2 opening rails, and then you can guarantee the Ghostwalk's going to be popped aggressively, and he wants to close this out in 2. But he's got to find him first. psygib shows his face with LG, trying to land some rockets. That's a fantastic follow-up with the rail, but heavy will go to DaHanG, and the jump over rail misses from psygib.
Tentative times as we approach 3 minutes of overtime.
Good LG through the telly there. He's going to chase. He misses with a defensive rail, and now DaHanG has to pop the ghost walk. Is psygib going to chase? He's just going to hold the middle of the map. Heavy is up next.
And look at DaHanG.
Playing really solid. Good defensive. Oh my god, the rail. This is it. psygib's pushing in for the win. This is it. Can he get it? But he can't. The nails are too strong.
No.
Oh no. Oh no. He bet it all.
Oh,
he just went all in and said, this shaft is going to send me to the third map. And DaHanG put the final nail in the coffin of his tournament life. And I don't apologize for that one.
You shouldn't. I enjoyed it. But psygib didn't enjoy that ending because he had done such a good job to fight his way into that lead. DaHanG put a significant amount of pressure on, and there was an adjust period for psygib, and it took a while, but he got back into the game, and that it looked like the push. He had forged the opening, and it just wasn't to be. And psygib, unfortunately, will be leaving us, and DaHanG moves on to the lower bracket. But we will jump to a break, catch our breath, and come back afterwards for more Quake World Championships.